So what's a financial advisor then, and who would I go to for what? So like, why would I go to you, and then why would I go to them? Because I know some financial advisors even saying they can help them out with their taxes. And I'm like, I don't trust financial advisors to help me out with my taxes. I just don't. I go to a CPA. Emphasis on CPA.
Period. It's
You
the
know what
C,
I'm saying?
It's the certified.
It's the C for me.
Certified.
I don't do bookkeeper. You ain't doing my taxes. You got a C in front of that B? No, I'm But what's a financial advisor from your definition? And
Yes.
why would I go to a financial advisor? And should I go to a financial advisor to help me out with my taxes?
This is a great question because a lot of times people come to me and they want financial advisement, and it's like I have to make it clear. Here's what a CPA does, and here's what a financial advisor does.
Yes.
Your CPA, that's going to be the person that, again, they can handle your bookkeeping. More so, but CPA, because we're at a more higher level expertise, we're reviewing your bookkeeping and for accuracy and making sure that you are in compliance with some accounting standard.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are doing bookkeeping don't understand that if you're in business, you should be abiding by some standard. So most of our clients, we impose GAAP, which is GAAP.
Okay.
It stands for the Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. So this helps you define, if we're using cash-basis accounting, how do you track your income, your expenses? What are you using for capitalization? What metrics are you using for depreciation? So these are accounting standards. So yes, you can be a bookkeeper, but are you knowledgeable of the industry standards? That's what CPA's expertise in as well. A financial advisor is typically someone who's helping you with your more long-term holistic life planning. So this is going to encompass insurance.
Yep.
Obviously, as Anthony said, you definitely want to make sure you get life insurance.
Yep.
I've definitely had my policy since I was 22 years old.
Wow.
As soon as I learned about life insurance and the benefits of it, even though I don't have dependents yet, I put my mom and my brothers, as my current dependents, because God forbid something happens to me now, they're getting, a couple 7-figure checks, and that's very important to me. So your financial advisor is going to help you set up, again, holistic life, your life insurance policies, think about retirement planning as well.
Yes.
Because even as business owners, we can, forget that we should have some type of metric in place to help us when we retire to help fund our lifestyle continuously. So it's looking at your solo 401k plans, making SEP contributions. We're looking at, your staff as well, because if you're growing a company, you also want to retain your staff. So your financial advisor can help you figure out what policies would be great for your business to help provide coverage for your staff as well.
Yeah.
Then also they can assist with investment planning. So your financial advisor, you can tell them what your goals are. I'm like, hey, I want to buy a house in 3 years. They can tell you, okay, well, you can pull from this account. You may have, this account balance, because sometimes people have income or capital that they can use that they forget about, right? Because if you actually do have a 401k plan, you can withdraw from that and use that to purchase your first home and not have to worry about paying a penalty.
And that's how much? Isn't it a max $10,000 or something like that?
So there's no max how much you can take out with the 401k.
Okay.
So you can take it out, and as long as you're using it for your first home purchase, you don't have to worry about being penalized on that withdrawal.
Wow.
So again, your financial advisor is going to, they're managing, your assets on the back end and figuring out how can you really make sure you're optimizing, what you have, so you're on your track of building wealth the way that you want to build wealth. So as a CPA, I stay in my domain.
Yeah.
And what makes, our services so great is that I bring in industry experts to help service our clients.
Yeah.
So if my client needs a life insurance policy, I'm hitting up somebody who's an expert in that field. If they want to, create a wealth plan and invest in real estate and also maybe buy a business down the line, I'm connecting them with a financial advisor who's expertise in that area.
Yeah.
The same thing when it goes down to legal support. CPAs don't do that. We hire or we bring in attorneys that are specialized in these areas. So your CPA is someone who's bringing your financial business together. A great CPA is going to bring in other experts. So again, all of our clients, they do get access to our network of financial advisors, attorneys, business credit specialists, whoever that they need to make sure that we're doing our job and advising them on how to grow their business and their wealth.
No, you did that. You did that for me. I mean, the bookkeeping was solid. You hooked me up with a great guy that, man, I get an email from him every month, and I'd be like, oh, shoot, Jesus, okay. I got to answer this question. How do I spend this? What about this? What about that? Okay, cool. All right. And then you're right. I think the financial advisor is the long-term vision. What's the strategy to build wealth? And then a CPA will give you the strategy on how to maximize that wealth when it comes to, your taxes.
Exactly, because I love to say this. Wealth creation happens from two different angles. It's about how much money you make, but it's also, of course, about how much money you actually maintain, right? And when you're paying taxes, now you're giving yourself more time when you don't have to. Imagine if you had more money, it'll allow you to reach your wealth building goals even quicker.
Yes.
So that's why taxes is something that we can't be blind to. We can't ignore it. Unfortunately, a lot of us aren't, really taught about what taxes are, which is why I teach taxes, to the public for that reason, because it really is a key to understanding how can you build wealth in this system. Your tax return is what this system uses to approve you for things like loans, for things like car notes, right, for mortgages. So if they're putting that much emphasis on your tax returns to give you access to extra capital, to extra wealth building instruments, why are you not paying that attention to what does your tax return mean and what is it telling you?
One of the things since I've started, because you started with me, I retained your services as soon as I stepped out on my own, right? And one of the things you taught me was hey, we got to be very wise with how we strategically set you up on your taxes, because outside of a mortgage, that's the only debt that I will personally borrow. And so he was like, all right, we got to be strategic with your taxes to set you up to win to get the house that you want.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people right now are saying, man, here's something that I've seen, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, because I think a lot of people right now are like, yo, I want to get a business so I can write off everything. And that's not the move if you plan on financing a home. I just moved here to D.C., got in good, but I'm probably going to end up moving to D.C. in the next couple of years. Not D.C., to Charlotte in the next couple of years.
Okay.
And so I want to purchase my dream home. All right, so let's say my dream home cost me about, let's say my dream home cost me $1.5 million. From a tax strategy, how much do you think I should be showing on my taxes? And a lot of people think, when you go to there, answer this question too. Well, let's say for an example, well, I made it $500,000 gross. So they're thinking that that's good, but they wrote off $450,000, and so I think is it net? They're net only $50,000, and they still think they can get a home that they want. So break that all down for us who are watching right now. What is the correct strategy when it comes to writing off things when eventually you want to go purchase something?
This is such a good question, and it sheds light to something that we're all dealing with. We're all in the social media era, and so much people are, using their platforms to give information and, not to shun nobody. But if someone is telling you to maximize your tax deductions, maximize your tax write-offs, and they're only telling you that and not, okay, here's how this may impact you in the future, right? Because I do have clients that, because they have assets, they have homes, they have other businesses, they have other things that they can leverage, we can go crazy with maximizing their tax deductions.
I got you.
Because you don't need your tax returns to get a new mortgage. You can actually leverage the equity in your other property.
Wow.
So we never have to see a bank again, right? Now, if you don't even have assets on your playing field, you need to make sure that you're in a position to acquire those things.
Okay.
So your tax returns are very important, because ask yourself this. If you are the lender and I'm asking you for your tax returns and your statements, your financial statements, and I look and you made $500,000, but you netted only $50,000, and you want a $1.5 million house, which on that type of home, your mortgage is probably going to be between $8,000 to $10,000.
Yep.
A month.
Yep.
You can't afford that. After 5 months, that's it. 10 months at, $10,000 at 5 months is your $50K that you netted. And that's from your business. So I'm not even going to ask you about, what the $50K went, because I'm sure you spend some on your personal.
Right.
So really, though you netted $50K in your business, you really probably only have $15,000 in the bank at the end of the year. Is that enough for me to lend to you? Would you lend to you?
Absolutely wouldn't.
Absolutely not. Because you can't afford me. You want a 30-year mortgage, but you only have enough to pay me for 5 months.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
So what should we be doing?
Yes, so we want to plan.
So how do we plan? Because that's something that you're very big on your company.
Yes.
Is tax strategy, not just. And I want y'all to hear me to this, man. This is why I want you all to get a CPA, and we're going to drop all of her information below, because she also does consults. So she'll consult with you, and sit down and assess the situation and see how her company can work with you. But one thing I do love about her that I haven't really heard from other tax professionals is that like literally you just heard her say, have you scheduled your tax strategy meeting? I had a pre-tax strategy meeting about a few weeks ago, letting them know everything that I want to do from, hey, I bought a car. Hey, I just got this. I want to buy this. I want to move into a home in the next year and a half. I'm going to do that. And it's like, it's the strategy that is the gold, not the who can file and write off things for you. Because if you file and write off things without the strategy on why you're filing this particular way and writing off these things, that's an undefined destination.
Exactly.
So you're going into, by the time we file, I don't need to talk to them because I already know the strategy. I just need to get, okay, hey, bro, if we put the strategy into place, we got a couple of questions, answer this, and that. That happened this happened this year.
Yep, this happened. Last year, we were able to implement some strategies.
Yep.
So we saved you a lot last year. God. And then this year, when you have we have your strategy together as well.
Yeah.
For this time. So
it's gonna be good.
And we're in what month we're in? August.
August.
And we already are ahead of, okay, what's gonna happen next tax season.